Welcome to the Rust Cover Cottage by Christina. My name is Joey. My crafting page on Facebook is called Created in Awe, and I am one of the affiliates for Christina with the Rust Cover Cottage by Christina. Thank you so much for letting me be here today, Christina. I appreciate it. I have actually two kits that I'm going to do for you and show you the kit they go with and another idea. I have like 4 different things I'm going to show you, and I'm going to talk about a 5th one, and they all work together. Hello, Dana. How are you? Good to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you on a live. Okay, guys, we have 2 kits here. Let me show you what these are. First of all, if you're new to Christina's page, I'm not Christina. I'm Joey. My page, Created in Awe, is where you will find all of my crafting projects. I get to come on this page for her a couple of times a month to show you just some of the wood kits that I use from her site because I'm an affiliate. These 2 kits are available in links along with the base piece in the featured section of the links for the video. It sounds okay to you, Brenda? Good. Hi, Susan. I am going to go ahead and put them in the comments also. And then hopefully if Christina can pop on. It's not. Oh, I have to hit this button that was not showing on my page. There we go. If she gets to come on, she can maybe pin that. So there are 3, oh, I can pin it. Hang on, there we go. Awesome. Okay, there are 3 links in that comment. 2 of them are interchangeable inserts, and one of them is the base piece. Let me show you the base piece first. Oops. I've got to switch it out. Okay, this is an easel. It's called an easel display. And it has the easel back to it, and you can stand it up, and these little pieces, these little plaques is what I call them, on the inside pop out. There's a hole through the base, and you pop out the inserts and change them out. Now, it comes actually with this one that says home with the little heart on it and the little house shape, and you're going to pop it in. It's a little hard to do from the back side, but you're just going to pop it in like that. So this is actually the easel kit, and that's in a link also that I've included. The interchangeable easel display is what this is called. Now, when you put this together, I did a video on my page showing how to put this together, because you're going to have the frame piece that glues onto the back. The back has a hole in it. Mine didn't originally, but it does now. Yours will. And then it has the easel pieces, and then it has this extra greenery. And I'm showing you this because it will determine how you put your kits together for these that I'm going to show you today on where you put your green piece. So I'll show you that here in just a minute. But this is the easel display stand, and it comes with the home piece. Okay? Now, we have 2, oops, let me look over here. I want to see if other people are coming in. Yay, we've got Suzanne and Nancy here, and Miss Rose and Constance. Hello, awesome. You guys are so great for being here. Thank you so much. We have 2, actually 3 insert sets. The first one that you got to see that says Sweet Summertime comes as a seasonal summer set. It also has a hello piece with a bumblebee and a little bunting flag that says America. These are the summer inserts. There will be fall inserts and so forth. You can get these if you like the seasonal idea. If you'd rather do something more generic, we have inserts for that now. And these are called, I want to make sure I don't get them cross wires in my brain when I say the names of them, the True to You Easel Insert Set. So I'll read these to you because I know they're backward. This one says, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Do the things that make you happy. And be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. So you get these 3 plaques if you pick the True to You insert set. Now, these also come with some little extra pieces. They each come with a heart cutout. There's one for each, and a wooden button. Okay, so we're going to play with these. We're going to put those together. That's the True to You. Now, there's also one I called Inspired Trio Easel Insert Set. So let your light shine. All you need is kindness, and you are stronger than you think. Okay, these are the three that are called Inspired Trio. Now, you can get all of it if you want to, or you can just get one of the two. These also come with, each of them have their own little heart, and, did I lose a button? I carried them downstairs and I sprayed them, and I think I lost a button. I'm gonna have to find it. Oh, goodness. Wait, did I have 4 over here? No. Well, how do I do that to myself? Okay, I'll find the last button before we put that last one together. Those are the kits. These are all available on Christina's website. These are actually part of, all of this is part of a collection that she and I put together, we collaborate on, and it's called Farmhouse Charm Inspired by Joey. So you can get all of these as a part of my collection. And if you don't already know, right now we have a coupon code available. I didn't put it in the description, but I'm going to add it here in the comments just in case, and I'll try to go back and put it in the description if I get a chance. The code, this is a short-term code called FAV10, FAV10, will get you 10% off anything in my collection. So you can find it in the menus, Farmhouse Charm Inspired by Joey collection. You can shop that whole collection. You use that FAV10 code for a short time longer, and you'll get 10% off any of these kits, okay? So, hello, Christina. I just saw you pop on. Hi, Leanne. You need those. I think you do. They're great. Okay. So the decision comes, what color am I going to paint them? And that is always the hot topic whenever I craft. I have not decided if I am going to I want some color in these, but I also kind of want them to be neutral. So my decision is, do I keep these like white colored, kind of like the Sweet Summer plaque, the white background, and leave the letters, the dark kind of stained look like scored, and then put the color on the heart and the button that we will add up at the top, like so. Or do I put the color on the plaque and then, just do all the hearts plain? So what would you do? What would you do? Would you do the plaques in a color? Let's take the home plaque out and set that aside. I painted the back of this. Sometimes when I get this in just the right direction, it slides out. There we go. I painted the back of it green. I love green. I don't necessarily want everything to be just like white and green. So I think for time purposes, I am going to make the background pieces stained so they will look the same as the stand itself, because we stained the wood, and then we'll add the color to the hearts. And I have a whole bunch of colors here to play with, so let's do that, because that'll take a little bit less time, but you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna get a piece of cardboard here, and we are going to get these stained, and then we're going to play with the hearts. Now, I mentioned to you there are a couple of things you can do with the little greenery piece. I glued the greenery to the actual frame of the easel display. Okay, this is the frame piece that your insert fits into. You do have to make sure it is high enough above the opening that these pieces fit inside, right? Another option is you can put this green piece up above on the actual easel frame. Okay, and then you don't have to worry about your placement. Now, the only reason I mention that is because when you put the heart on the wood piece, and we'll look at that here in a few minutes, your heart is pretty big. And you want to either make sure that it's, you know, if you're going to put it straight, you put it straight. If you put it, you know, at an angle, you can do that. But if you've done what I did and put the greenery right on that frame, when you put this piece inside, your heart cannot go up above the wood plaque, or else it is not going to fit into your frame. Now, if you put the green piece on the easel frame, on the easel back, not on the frame, then you can, this out here, if you wanted to, have your heart kind of stick out up above. And then it'll clear that green piece, okay? So just think about that when you put yours together. Hi, Chris. Hi, Sue. Late to the party. Don't worry. I've been just jabbering. Leanne, you need to order these soon. Okay, so we'll look at that again when we put these together, but let's go ahead and get them stained. Easiest thing to do, I think, is to use, if I have enough, antique wax. Yeah, I should have enough. On a wet sponge. You can use a wipe, like a disinfecting wipe or a baby wipe or a water wipe, something like that. Get it, you know, make sure it's good and damp and put your antique wax on that to spread it across. But you'll get your hand pretty messy, and the wipes get torn up as they go across the wood. So I think it's easier to use a sponge, especially when I do big pieces. Little pieces, I'll use that wipe. But big pieces, I'll use a sponge. This one, I think, is about to fall apart. That's okay. So we're going to get the sponge damp. Okay. Get it damp. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this is Waverly's antique wax, so it's it pours out. Okay. So get it on my sponge. And I like to go with the grain if I can, so that it doesn't tear up the sponge, but sometimes you need to go across the grain. Got some paint in that or something. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and apply this all the way, and it's gonna settle into the, now I'm not so sure I'll have enough. Hold on. There it goes. Come on. I hope I do. I'm going to leave it on its side, and we may have to add a little water to it. Add some more water to my sponge. And in there. Okay. Now, we are going to get it across the wood. It definitely needed a little bit of water, and I'm working it down into the letters, because I want the letters to definitely be darker than the rest of the wood. If I need to, I can come wipe away some of the wax on the plaque itself. We may have to do the second set of these a little bit differently if I run out of wax, because it's taking quite a bit. Okay, let me go ahead and apply to the next one. Okay. And then I'm gonna come back with like a clean sponge to take some of that off. Let's go ahead and work it down into the words. Really pressing it down into the engraved letters, the scored areas, etched areas. I know I always use the wrong term for that. Okay, and then we'll spread it across. Come on. This is a little bit thinner on the plaque, think I added a little more water this time to the sponge. Okay. Any spots I did not get it down into, I'm just going back over. Get a little bit more on here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I really don't, I want to be able to read the words. And then I'm thinning it down by going over it again, smoothing out the color on the plaque itself. That's the spot I missed. There. Okay, that one looks really good. And it will lighten as it dries. So let me kind of smooth this one out a little bit. And I probably might as well just leave this thing upside down. I'm going to get some more in a second. I need to get down into the letters on a couple of these. Okay. Now, if you decided to paint this, you would use a totally different method because you would not necessarily want your paint to go down into the letters, because then you won't be able to read it, because paint literally will completely cover up the wood. It doesn't bring out the grain and add to that. It just makes it all one color. So that's a different method. This is just going to work for the staining process. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's that one. And the second one, looking good. And let's go ahead and do the third one. So I am going to have enough for this batch. I think I will end up putting some water in this and go with a little bit lighter version probably for the second set. And I am still getting my fingers messy because I'm messing with this sponge. Having trouble with the order going through. It says pay now but doesn't go through. I'm glad you could be here, Peggy. Hello, Miss Judy. Christina, if you are watching, I know sometimes you're only able to listen because you're working on other things. If you're able to answer Brenda on that, it may be if you're in Facebook, you may have to tell it to go to an outside browser if you haven't tried that yet to make that work. Sometimes it's that Facebook browser screen that gets in the way. Let me know if that's the case. All right, there we go. And here is the Be Yourself plaque. It's a little dark in the middle. Smooth that out. All right, I'm going to set these over here to dry and go ahead and do the other three. I'm going to go ahead and stain these. Let me put some water inside this little bottle since I am down to the bottom of it. Give it a shake and we will go with this. Hi, Miss Francis. Such a pretty G. I'm not sure what you were saying, Sue. It looks like maybe Facebook cut you off. Okay, let's get that to... Well, it didn't seem to take a... Maybe there was less in here than I thought there was. Or the bottom of this barrel is thicker than I thought it was. was. Let's let that set for a second. I'll add the water in the tray. She may have had to hop off of the live to go take care of something. So if she's not able to come back on, hello, Simply Blessed Designs, I will have her check it out. Okay, we're gonna water this down quite a bit to try to make sure it can go all the way. Oh boy, the sponge soaked it all up. All right, punch it down into the letters. The thinner it is, the easier it is going to be to get down in these letters. I'm just not so sure I'm going to have enough to get all the way through everything. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, since I have so much in this sponge, we're going to do this one too. And then we should be able to come back and thin it all out and spread it around the plaque after we get all of these mashed in here. I know, Sue, I love the wood grain. Guys, if you are new to Christina's page and these kits, tell me in the comments. I'm curious. I am going to tell you some things that if you have watched for a while, you already know that I love about her kits, okay? But they're 1/4 inch thick birch wood. Gorgeous grain, and she is very, very conscientious of how these kits cut out to make sure you have pretty wood grain to show when you complete your kit. If you decide to stain it, you can always paint over it and not see the wood grain. But if you want to see the wood grain, it's going to look good because of the way she cuts these kits. It is also when you compare to other sites, a lot of other wood kits that are cut out of MDF, and you're not going to have a wood grain. You'll have to create a wood grain or paint it. So that is one of the great things about her kits. Also, I mean, there's lots of things, the way she packages them really securely and laid out so you know how they're going to fit together, as well as their shipping. Her shipping is included in the price, so you do not pay extra for shipping when you're looking at the price of the kits. So consider that. I'm adding a little bit more because there were some spots I missed because it was watered down. So don't worry about extra tacked on fees after, when you go to checkout. Shipping is included in her price. No extra shipping. So, that being said, have some fun shopping. Now, you should be able to use the featured links to look, but more than likely, if you go ahead and go to checkout, you won't be able to in the Facebook browser screen. We'll have to wait and see if Christina can check that out probably after the live. Okay, those 3 are done. Whew, we got through them, and it is time for a new bottle of that. Okay, I'll put that in the water and we'll clean that up later, and I am going to clean my hands a little bit so I don't get stain all over everything. Let's see if I can clean my fingers. Yeah, I don't have the microphone on. It wasn't working at the beginning. I tried it, and I don't know. I'm going to have to test it out and figure out if there's something. That's going to make me mad because I have used that mic at least a year, maybe longer, and I love that mic. I don't want to have to get a new one. I really, really don't, but we'll see. So it's not working. Okay, I think I got most of that off my fingers. Now, let's set these aside. These are I'm gonna have to remind myself. I think these are the Inspired Trio, the Let Your Light Shine, All You Need Is Kindness, and the one I just said over here, You Are Stronger Than You Think. And the first one was the True to You Trio, or insert set. All right, so now let's do some hearts here. I have all of the hearts. I have 6 hearts. I was gonna stain these. I can stain these in a different way. Or we can do other colors. So I was gonna do each of the hearts a different color. I have my plaster color. I also have cashew. I have ballet pink, which is, well, I'm not sure how good that is. I have pool. I have maize. And then I also have, I would pick lagoon, I think, or a lavender. I know this is not paint, but it will work like paint. And I can pick another color. So we've got blue and pink and yellow and lavender. And this is kind of a teal color. I need an orange, don't I? So I can use my chalk paste, or I also have, what's this one called? Pumpkin. We'll just use pumpkin. So we've got 1, 2, oh, that's 6 colors. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's skip cashew. I think I would rather do the plaster color. Hello, Miss Miller, how are you? Okay, so each one of these is gonna get their own color. Let's get going. I have several sponges. I could use a paintbrush. You can use whatever you like. I like sponges. The paint goes on a little bit faster. Actually, these are such small pieces that paintbrush will probably be fine. What I like to do, I like leaving the dark colored edge on my wood. I want to just paint the top. So I'm going to do just a small amount of paint, and I start in the middle. Same thing with the sponges, but they go a little bit faster with the sponges. You just want to make sure you paint from the center toward the outside edge. And it kind of glides over the edge with not a whole lot of paint on the brush. And when you do that, you may end up needing to do 2 coats depending on the color and the coverage. Okay, now that it's covered, I'm going to try to go with bigger brush strokes to smooth it all out. I think that's going to be pretty good. There's one heart. These are all exactly the same, so you don't have to worry about which heart is going to fit with which plaque. All right, let's just get going. So would you stain the buttons, or would you pick a different color for your button? You could, if you didn't do the plaster color as one of the hearts, you could do white buttons on all of them if you wanted to. Let's get this lagoon color. It's so pretty. I don't think I mixed it up very well. This is, to me, this is kind of like reminds me of if you wanted to do a 50s, I say 50s, but you know, like a retro color of teal. This lagoon color is cute for that. It's kind of a blue teal color. Like blue lagoon, huh? Okay, now we got it all covered. Smoothing out all of my little short brush strokes. And that looks pretty good. Isn't that cute? All right, that one in there. Just go on down the line. Miss Miller, go ahead and ask your question. Now, if you're doing the EUFY, honestly, I don't know what that means. If anybody else can fill me in. Wash that off and go with pumpkin. Same thing. Oh no, Brenda. After we're done, if you want, I will send you the link in Messenger and see if that works better for you. Or we may just have to have Christina check and see what might be wrong. Okay. If anybody else is placing an order right now while we're live, let me know if you have any trouble. Okay. These are super quick. Rose just ordered. There we go. You asked what I was doing. Oh, I didn't see your question. We are doing kits from Christina, the website, Christina, Rust Cover Cottage by Christina. You can see there are links in the featured section of the video or in a pinned comment. You can check them out and go take a look at the kits that we're doing. I have 2 kits I'm actually crafting, and it goes into, ooh, that one is super thick. Hold on. See if I can get that softened up a little bit. It goes into an insert set, which is a separate kit, an insert base. It's called an Easel insert display stand. I need to work on mixing my ballet slipper apparently, because it's very, very, very thick. And some water right there on top. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to work. Hold on. It might spill out while I put my lid back on. Nope. Okay. I'll work on mixing it. Could you hold the paint button? Could I paint them opposite colors? I could. What I'm going to do, I think, we'll put the plaques into the base with, like, I'll pick one of them and we'll kind of play with the hearts and then decide if we want to do stained or if we want to do something else. I think that's what I'm going to do. Hello, Miss Carolyn Akers. How are you? EUFY. Miss Miller, I don't know what that means. I don't know if you can explain what that means. And it may be me that I'm just, like, not versed on on the things that are out there for putting comments or messages on Facebook. I don't know. Oops, I got a lot of paint on there. Need to be careful. Start in the center, paint toward the outside edge, make sure it's all covered, and then smooth out. So there's not, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and glue these hearts on after we get the buttons and everything decided, but you don't have to worry about gluing them into the insert, the easel stand, because you want them to change out. You don't want them to be permanent. Ooh, that's crusty. All right, yellow is our last one. Only one I didn't do was I could have done fern green, but that I think would compete with the greens that I have on my base. But you could definitely do that if you want to, any color you like. And like I said, you could do them all the same color. Since you're going to change them out, it really isn't a big deal having different colors on the different hearts. This thick. There we go. I'm wondering if this yellow is going to cover nicely, being so thick. Or if I'm going to have to smooth it out. Okay. All right. Let me see how that dries. All right, they're all painted. Let's take our first one. I'm just going to grab one of the plaques and put it into the base. So first we can see how that's going to look. Now I painted the frame of mine. Well, that's a tight fit. Sometimes I need to sand them a little bit. Let me pick a different one. You may need to sand your edges just a little bit if it's a snug fit. Let me try. That one. Okay. So you could paint your frame a different color. You can make your frame stained, and then you're going to paint the backgrounds of your insert pieces different colors. You could make the frame white. You just think ahead when you make your actual easel display stand, what frame color you're going to want year round. And then whenever you do insert pieces, think about that. I mean, you could still do it black if you wanted to, but you want something that's going to go with your frame color, right? I don't know EUFY. No. All right, so let's look at our heart piece. Now remember what I said, because this greenery is glued to the black frame and it's right up against our inserts. My heart can't go any higher than the edge of my insert, okay? But I can put it right up there at the top, and I can glue it just like that. Or I can put it at an angle, whoops, like so. Or I can even move it over like this one. The words all you is over to this side, so I could put my little heart over to the side a little bit, okay? I think that'll be cute. So there's the white up against it. And if I did a button, which I'm going to put right on it, would I want the button stained? I think for this one I'd want a color. What color should we do? I never did the lavender. I don't know how lavender would look with all of these. I could do a black button on that one, and then stained buttons on the others. Maybe we'll do that. One black and the rest stained. I think that'll tie in the black of the frame. Let me go ahead and do one black. You want to find the 3-piece kit that has the easel and a chicken and some other sign. We haven't put together a plaque that has a chicken on it right now. But we still have fall and Christmas. I don't know that I would be doing any chickens for the fall or Christmas sets, but we may throw in something that is like everyday, another everyday set. What do you think? Should we do another kit that has like some fun everyday designs that's not seasonal? Chime in the comments if you think we should or shouldn't. If that's something you would want, we can look at that. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna do black with a sponge. I dab it on and then I swipe, and okay. So I think that's gonna be cute. Make sure I don't get black on anything else. I know, Francis, I'm not going to worry about Miss Miller. I think she's fine. Okay. Now, looking at our other colors. Now, I know I'm missing a button. I probably have it hidden under here somewhere, or knocked it on the floor. Maybe when I came upstairs, I'll find it. I have other buttons, but anyway. So, looking at the buttons against the colors. Can you see them? You might have to swipe comments off the screen. Should I do white buttons on these? Or stained? So, the black is going to go with the white. So, here's what a blue one would look like. To be white. I think it needs to be white. I think I have a whole lot of stain going on. So let's paint these white. Oh, Sarah, I didn't know that. I haven't had that problem. We'll see. We'll keep an eye. This is Christina's page, so I don't know how she would want to handle it. Yes, I've seen Miss Miller a few times. I had not seen her over here on Christina's side, but that's maybe, you know, I only come here a couple of times a month. Maybe she's been here, or maybe she came over because I put the invite on my page. I don't know. All right, let's just get, I'm going to do the rest of these. Oh, that's a lot, all in white. I got a lot on there. I should have just used the lid to start with. Just gonna dab. Got a lot of paint on here. And then we're gonna swipe toward the outside edge. Whoops. And if you want an even more rustic look, you could come in to the hearts, maybe we should do that, and the buttons, and add a little bit of antiquing wax, distressing wax. I want to highlight, there is a scored line around the button just in from the outside edge, and I want that to show, and I got a lot of paint in mine, so I'm going to put this little stick pin in. I should use my glasses. I should use my glasses in that line and drag my stick pin through it to pull out some of the paint. Whoops. There we go. I go pretty fast and sloppy sometimes and get that paint everywhere. Touch up a couple of spots where my needle scratched it. There we go. So you can see on this one, it's kind of dried. You can see the line around this side, and then right in here, it's faded, and that's because the paint went down into it. So I'm going to see if I have let it dry too long. So, whoop. Keep going off the scored line. There we go. Okay, now you can see the line all the way around. Let's get the rest of them. Go real light, all the way around, and then gently swipe. I'm not putting a lot of pressure as I swipe, so that I'm not getting it a lot of paint down in the engraved, etched, scored line. Just a little bit. There's that one. Yeah, I think I like the white buttons up against the colors. Why are you asking me to block you? She calls herself Miss Miller, Francis. I don't know. I can. Constance says she already did. I don't understand. Not everything is necessary for me to understand, though, right? Sometimes we want to understand things, and we don't really have to. It's not up to us to understand it. Here we go. I'm not able to block, I don't think. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got it. Just in case that didn't work, whatever Constance did. Okay, so all of these are done. Let's do a little bit of waxing. I think that's going to be cute. Okay, instead of the antique wax that I was using before, where is it? There it is. I'm going to use this dark sealing wax, which you can get all different brands, all different places. It's for furniture. So you probably would look, hang on, I'm missing the brush that I wanted to use. It's probably on the table somewhere. You would probably find it most likely in the paint section of your store, like Walmart might carry it. I know that the hardware stores carry it. But it's used in the furniture finishing process. So, there it is. Found it. Okay. Let me get a fresh paper towel. Or actually just this little bit is all I need. And we're going to start with the hearts because they're dry. And we're going to get a little bit of wax on the brush. Work it down in the bristles. My brush got a little dry. And then we're going to go around the outside edges, and I kind of go at a 45-degree angle, brushing it downward. And so it just gives a rough, waxed finish to those edges. And it's not necessarily, kind of going to get down into the center of it. If you want a heavier look, can you see it? It's really light on these edges. I got it heavy down in this crack. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier all the way around. So I'm coming from the center more toward the outside edge. I don't know why that popped back up. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I had something pop back up on my screen. A little notification. All right, now it's a little bit further in. So there's one. Here we go. Just makes it look aged and distressed. If you don't like this stuff, don't worry, just skip it. There we go. And it doesn't have to be even. You can see how that's pretty uneven around those edges. That just makes it look even more distressed. I'm running low on wax. I order mine. It's from Kills brand. The Spruce Best Home Dark Sealing Wax. I order mine on Amazon. I don't know if they still have it. It's actually been, probably a couple of years that I've had this little tube, this little tin of it. Okay, there's the pink one. The white one. Okay, so something else to think about before we get to the gluing part is I want to tie something in the holes of the button. You could tie jute string or ribbon or just about anything. I have off to the side here something I'm thinking about. I have some coffee stained seam binding. And I'm going to see what it looks like before we decide. I may just go with jute if it's too big. Okay, there's our orange heart. And the last one. Ooh, that was a lot. get into the crevice, to the crack. There. There's our yellow one. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and go around these buttons too. Now they should be dry. My comments stopped. Somebody, I hope I didn't do anything when I hit that block button. Somebody tell me if you can see. I put a little bit in the middle too. This one around the edges of the button. It also helps to highlight that little ridge. It's not still wet, I don't think. It is etched in. Give me some hearts if everything's looking good on your end, because my comments stopped. I may not be. You guys may have quieted down, and you're just watching. I don't know. That's fine. I might go around the black button with a little bit of white, or just leave it. I think blocks on my page and not her page. Because I am here as myself, not as her. That's right. I would have to switch it around, and she's not here. Let me see if I can do that. Oh, nope, I can't. It's not going to let you right now. Okay. Everything's looking okay. Thank you so much. Simply Blessed. And I know your name off the top of my head. I just went blank. I want to say Angie. Am I right? Tell me again your name. I'm so sorry. My mind is a jumble right now with the blocking and with trying to finish the project. So let's see what the seam binding will look like if I can find the end of this. There it is. Well, let me put, I'm going to have to kind of roll the end of it. Ashley, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I was close with Angie, right? Let me go ahead and cut this. That's hilarious. I feel like a loser, but sorry. I'm not going to put it through all 4 holes. I'll put it through the 2 holes that are diagonal from each other. And they're nice big holes, so... Oh, I think it's cute. Now I could have done it longer and done a bow. I'm not going to tie this real tight because I may want to untie it. What do you think of the seam binding? Let's go up against one of the color hearts, like so. Do you like that? Or should we do jute? Whoops, your comments are frozen. I'm going to have to work on the easel thing later. I made it very loose. What do you think? Do you like the seam binding or should we do jute? Let's do one with jute. And I think for the jute I would dye a bow because it's so much, skinnier. It's not going to show as much. So let me cut this one longer. Thank you, Tammy. And we can do them different too. We don't have to do them all the same. I would make the bow really little though. The strings are real short. Or real long. I would cut them shorter. Okay. What is your opinion? The jute or... Now I'm kind of liking the jute better. Kind of liking the jute better. Or if I tied a bow. Without going through the holes. Just tie this and see what that looks like. It definitely needs to be a bow. So, seam binding or jute. I like the jute better. We're gonna go with the jute. But I'm gonna need to add some glue so it doesn't come unglued. Where is, there it is. I'm gonna use, let's go ahead and start gluing some of these on and you'll see how they're gonna come together. We don't have to do all of them. Let's just do these 3 and then I'll finish the other 3 later. Let's pick our, I'm going to do pink on the kindness, yellow on light, let your light shine. And I'm going to do lagoon on the stronger one, I think. Orange there, white there, and blue there. Okay. Before I glue anything, I want to know how they're going to go together. And where did the button go? Oh. Where did the button go? It's right here in front of me. Let's go ahead and cut the jute on that guy. I still want to tighten this. Yeah. I want it to be a tiny little bow. Or you could make it big, but I want it to be tiny. Okay. And I'm going to twist the ends. See, like the seam binding, Judy? And I'm going to fray the ends a little bit so they're not so nice and neat from being cut. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. I'll do that a little bit more later. Okay, I'm going to use, this is called Art Glitter Glue. I get it on Amazon. You can also use super glue. You can use the Stick Fast. You can use hot glue if you wanted to. I like my pieces to lay flatter against the back and all together. And hot glue tends to add, you know, some thickness to it. Hold on, it's a little clogged. Oh, well, there goes that needle. It's clogged. What in the world? I should have cleaned it out, I guess. What is going on? There's glue in there. Let me try a thicker needle. I hear air. Now we're going to get some glue to come out. Okay. Just put some drops of glue on the heart. Now I'm going to, like we did a minute ago, I'm going to angle it so that the bottom tip is toward the open area, but I'm making it up near the center. Okay, so there's the pink one. Oh, there's the other button. Okay. And I'm going to figure out where I want the button to be, which is going to be, since I have so much open space, it's going to kind of hang off over on that side. So let's do some glue on the jute because that's the thick part. I don't need it over here because that's going to hang off. Okay, I'm going to hold it there for a second and let the glitter glue set up. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue underneath my bow so that it does not come untied. And this string. This glue will dry clear. Okay, it's gonna have to set for a minute. But here is our kindness. All you need is kindness. I'm gonna have to hold it there for a minute. We'll look at that here in a second. Let's finish up the other colored buttons for this set. Hello, Miss Teresa with Jeremiah Dreams. How are you doing? Ooh, that's a thick piece of jute. Right there. This jute is what I get from Dollar Tree, and it, you know how it has some spots are thick and some are thin. Come on. There we go. Go ahead and put my glue underneath my bow. On that. Okay. Now let's see how this is a big heart. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put the little tip of the heart right in between those two words so that they have a place. It doesn't have to go all the way up at the top edge that way. Okay, and then where is the button? The button's going to go off to that side. You can do my glue over here right on the edge. Here we go. Okay, we'll let that set up. Let's do this one. And then I think that one's almost set. It doesn't take too long for the glitter glue to set up. You just got off work, and so you're great. Yay! Hooray for being off work. Is it raining? I'm hearing some noises. I wonder if I've got squirrels out there. It sounded almost like rain. We have squirrels everywhere because we have a bunch of trees behind our house. And thank you, Miss Ashley. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. One cool thing is it doesn't matter which direction my bow turns. I have a bad habit of like my bows are, they always go upside down of what I think they're going to do. But on these buttons, it doesn't matter. Huh. Yep, it doesn't matter because it's just a round button and I can just turn it. There. Okay, so this will be our last assembly of the hearts and buttons for now. And I will post a picture on my page and on Christina's page of the finished. This one I'm going to do almost straight. I'm going to put that V between those words again. Because I will review why my heart needs to be within the shape. That one's going to go, well, that's a wonky little bow. Hang on. Yeah, that one's going to go right in the middle, though, I think. I have to put my glue on the outside edge because of the thickness of the jute going through the middle. It'll really only glue over on one half of it. Okay, let me let that one set. All right, let's go back to this one. This one's pretty much set up. It's not going to fall. It's still drying a little bit. And just a review, it fits inside the easel frame. because my wood piece right here is on the black frame and not on the top of the easel, it's very close to the edge. So I have to make sure anything at this top edge doesn't go over or it won't fit in the easel, okay? So it has to, but if you put your greenery up here, then your heart can actually go up above your plaque if you want it to. So that is one of them. And here is number 2. Aren't these going to be so cute? That's going to fit in there. And then this one is still setting up. And then the other 3, so this one is the, wait, you are stronger. This is the Inspired Trio. All you need is kindness. You are stronger than you think, and let your light shine are the Inspired Trio. The whoops, I forgot, this is not glue. The Be Yourself, or True to You Trio are the ones that we did here. Do the things that make you happy. Okay, and it's going to have a button and jute also. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. And don't let yourself, right? Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Those are the True to You set. And they all fit in this easel display stand. You just pop it out and change to the one you want to use. It has this little T-back, and apparently I made my D-rings very loose because it wants to come out, but I can get it back in there. Right? I could. Okay, so now I didn't want to go back in. Hold on. There it goes. Be smarter than the easel. Here's the easel by itself, and the original easel kit comes with your home insert. So you automatically have something to put into it, and you can choose your kits. Right now, oh, I forgot to mention we have one more available, blanks. You can get these easel pieces. Come on. There we go. These easel pieces as totally blank if you want to, so you can craft it up, decoupage, paint it, stencil it. Gosh, you could put, if you do the foils, if you do whatever you do, you could do the blank ones in your own style and your own design. And right now we also have a summer insert set, so you have your patriotic, you have your cute little kind of spring-like, and then you have your watermelon one. This is our summer trio. And we will be coming out with things for fall and Christmas. So let me know if we need more everyday styles, or if you think we have enough and we should just do the seasonal after this. So let me know your thoughts. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Ashley and Teresa. Appreciate you guys. You have a wonderful day. There are featured links that take you over to the website to shop, and a pinned comment that will take you over to my affiliate link. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.